So in the midst of witnessing this absolute tomfoolery, days away from WrestleMania 42, Damian Priest, out of all people, he chose to speak up. He chose to cut a pipe bomb, you can say, exposing how the locker room really feels about Pat McAfee. Now check this out.
Pat McAfee kind of thing unfold or whatever. I would love to get your thoughts on that if it's something.
It sucks. Not a fan. Somebody who knows Pat, get along with him, but for me, that's not my taste. I don't think it helps anything. He didn't need it. So for me, and I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to be happy that I said that, but in the locker room specifically, like, a lot of us weren't happy, and that's real. Like, I was asked by some of the younger talent, like, what did I think? And I thought it was bull. We're a PG show, right? But he could come in and he could throw F-bombs and say whatever he wants. For me, that's like one of those things that so many other talent, even from one word, could benefit. And it's like, wow, now they're up here. Instead, you take somebody who's not even here all the time and gets away with saying something like that, who doesn't even need it. Not gonna lie, it kind of pissed me off.
Oh, man. Thank you, Damian Priest. The double standard between celebrity and wrestler has gotten to a point where it's like that. The WWE is stagnating and limiting the amount of entertainment the wrestlers can actually offer to the company, offer to the fans, the audience. The cinematic aspect of wrestling is very, very limited within this PG fucking bracket they put on fellow wrestlers like Damian Priest. Now, check this out, okay? Pat McAfee, out of all people, is able to go out there and have the freedom, have the creative expression, the freedom to say the F-bomb, to flip birds, to do whatever he wants on a PG show. Whereas Damian Priest, on the other hand, okay, somebody who is an actual talent, who cut their teeth in this business year after year after year, busting their ass, wrestling in basketball gyms, wrestling in fucking bingo halls, taking bump after bump after bump, chair shots to the head, years of death matches, sleeping in cars, missing funerals, missing birthdays, the years of treacherous moments coming up in the wrestling business. He gets capped out. He gets gatekept at this PG fucking level of entertainment. This PG level of creative expression that literally gets this guy nowhere. And we've already seen it in front of us. This guy is hanging out with Danhausen, having these stupid fucking storylines, these segments that don't mean jack, that don't mean anything to us real wrestling fans. Because why? They are trying to marginalize him into this kid pool. Now let's break down exactly why TKO would do such a thing. The WWE, triple fraud, whoever's writing this shit, whoever's green lighting this shit, okay? Let's break down why Pat McAfee is able to do this, okay? Number one, they think that he's a lot more viral, okay? The shareability, the rewatch value, the fucking pop online is a lot more bigger than Damian Priest, okay? That is what they think. Number two, I'm just going to write this out. Maybe YouTube is listening a little too hard to this channel and they might, do something. But check that out right there. Okay, number two, guys. That is number two. You know for sure this guy's taking some dinners. He's went to those fucking places, you know what I mean, where where there's red curtains and there's people you know what I mean, doing that. Right? You guys know what I mean. You know for sure he's taking that fancy dinner. Okay? Again, they're in it for virality. Okay, now what comes with virality, guys? More customers. Like Cody Rhodes said last night, They want more customers. They want first-time customers to come into WWE. They want the product to fall on the first-time customer, scrolling down on their Instagram, scrolling down on the Twitter. Oh shit! Wow, Pat McAfee, awesome. He's in wrestling. What's wrestling? Wow, who's Cody Rhodes? Wow, he has an American flag on him. Wow, awesome. They want that type of consumer to come across their product. Okay, why? Because these guys obviously, right, are trying to get more money, motherfuck. Okay, so those are the two main pillars of why Pat McAfee is involved. Okay, straight up. Viral and, of course, okay, his affiliation. Now, what they see in Damian Priest, okay, what they see in Damian Priest is what? They see actual talent like slaves to the business. As people to do the heavy fucking lifting. The heavy lifting is what, guys? To bump. Okay? The heavy lifting is to bump. The heavy lifting is to fucking go out there and slam yourself against that mat. Slam yourself against that barricade and risk your life. Risk your life. While Pat McAfee, he can just go out there and cut a promo that you've been dying to cut your whole career. You know, when Damian Priest, he went up here and he dropped the truth bomb on everybody on this interview. You know for sure, he felt it in his veins, coursing through his fucking veins. He's like, yo, if I had the opportunity to cut that promo, holy shit, I would literally die from excitement. And that's the thing that I feel that is, very relative amongst the rest of the roster. They feel the exact same way, and they're dying for the day that Triple H and the executives green light that promo, green light that ability to go out there and cut a promo like that. Meanwhile, you got Pat McAfee, who has taken a fucking, 3 bumps in the last year? Going out there saying whatever the fuck he wants with no repercussion. Now, speaking about repercussion and the ability to cut promos, the ability to break the 4th, 5th, 6th wall.
Let's talk about what Logan Paul represents. The shortcut.
Okay? We all know, we all witnessed this moment right here. Okay, the viral moment, the unfiltered promo of Karrion Kross that has aged very, very well. Okay, it's been about a year. And all the shit he said is still relevant to this day. And what happened to him? He got punished. Triple H said, no, you're a wrestler, Kross. Go wrestle for me. Stop talking. Stop talking about the truth. Stop cutting great promos that I can't control. Stop breaking past the glass ceiling that I put you under. You see, this is the problem, dude. You have real talent who want to cut this promo, who want to give us this cinematic experience. Damian Priest, he feels the same way. Okay? To name a few. The guy that's hanging out with Damian Priest a lot in the locker room. Somebody who is very fucking talented. Somebody who is almost fired from the company and brought back from the company. We all know his name. We all know the capabilities of this guy right here. Instead, he's shaving his head bald. He's hanging around with fucking Danhausen and catering, promoting these products, ESPN, just using this guy as advertisement, using this guy as an ambassador only. We all know the capabilities that R-Truth has. Ron fucking Killings. This guy can cut a hell of a promo. We already seen it when he shaved his head. We already seen how good this guy is. We know. But guess what? They just want to keep him as an ambassador. A PG ambassador. Just fucking promoting products. ESPN. Oh, get your deal here. Get the fuck out. How about that? The fact that TKO, Triple H, everybody in the back, they saw this motherfucker get on that table, shave his head, and cut that promo. And they said to themselves, yeah, this guy's dog shit. He belongs with main event. He belongs with he belongs on ambassador duty. Yeah, just have him promote ESPN products. Yeah, just have him promote Slim Jim and be in commercials. That's what you saw? That was your takeaway from that shit? The same thing with Karen Cross. They saw that, and what did they do? What did they do? They had him lose to Sammy. Not only lose to Sammy, but they didn't even fucking extend his contract. They didn't give him a fair deal. What type of backward fucking business is going on here, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. Guys, they're gatekeeping talent. They're not letting these wrestlers shine. No matter how many bumps they take, how many roads they fucking travel, how many birthdays and funerals they miss, how many sacrifices they give to this company, this goddamn sport. Year after year after year, they will not let our truth be our fucking truth. They will not let this guy show off and showcase his real creative strengths. You see? It's ridiculous, dude. Now, the internet has been reacting to Pat McAfee in a lot of different ways. Okay, this person, for instance, he says, y'all might not like this. I didn't like it at first, but after Pat McAfee's promo tonight, nobody in the back has the balls to say the things Pat said. Yeah, this must be fucking Triple H's burner or some shit. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Doesn't have the balls to say... Dude, this guy doesn't know... He must be new here. He must be fucking new. He doesn't know a lick about wrestling. Pat McAfee has obviously, like I said, right? What I was just speaking about. The guy has a lot more privilege. He's given the green light by these executives, these higher-ups, these guys in TKO, fucking in Saudi Arabia. He gets all that privilege. While Karrion Kross, Damian Priest, R-Truth, people who can actually speak and actually sell you on the fact that this business is worth fucking watching, they're keeping them at this PG level of entertainment, this PG level of persuasion when cutting promos. Anyways, this guy says, well, except one individual, and he said it during the Rumble, then everyone was up in their feelings, okay? I think he's speaking about Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns is an exception. Okay, the guy's already cut his teeth. You know what I mean? The guy can say whatever the fuck he wants. Okay? He's already made them billions of dollars. But the same shit doesn't apply to Pat. Okay, the fact that, again, they're... Oh my god, they're trying to grab. Not even grab. They're trying to fucking rip the money out of our digital accounts. From PayPal. From TD. Guys, the fact that they had a fucking Ram advertisement in the middle of his promo is that just tells you one thing and one thing only. They don't give a shit about us. They want to scrape every ounce of fucking coin out of our wallet, digital wallet, PayPal, Well Simple, fucking Coho, all that shit. They want to fucking scrape all of our wallets, physical and digital. They just want to sell us shit. They don't care about nothing. They TKO, these guys, they see WWE as a marketing platform. They don't see the same value we see in it. You see what I'm saying? They are not wrestling fans first. Okay? This right here, this one frame, this one segment, I should say, is a subliminal motif of how TKO is in the driver's seat. And the WWE fans, being Randy Orton, is in the fucking passenger. And we have no choice but to drive off and to just go wherever the fuck they want to go. In their Ram truck. That he promoted. That he's an ambassador of. You see what I'm saying? Randy Orton in the passenger seat. Randy Orton not even getting a chance to hold his belt. Pat McAfee just holding his belt. Like, dude, what the fuck are we watching? You see, look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit. He's doing the Miz Dow and shit. Like, come on. WrestleMania is in like 5 days or so, and it doesn't even feel like WrestleMania. This feels like Saturday night's main event. Again, right? This guy, Lyric, he says, so he's allowed to drop F-bombs and throw up the finger, but the rest of the roster got to tread lightly. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the world we're living in, guys. Now look, in the creative discussion of having Pat McAfee being the one to cut this promo and to basically berate Cody Rhodes, right? Break the 4th, 5th, 6th wall. I understand what they're trying to get at. They're trying to get at the fact that, Pat McAfee is a wrestling fan. And he's trying to, say what the fans are thinking. Now what they don't understand is that Shane O'Mac, Ted DiBiase, fucking even Stephanie McMahon could have went out there. You could have kept things in-house. You could have kept everything in-house, and this would have worked. Would have saved you what, Triple H? It would have saved you what, TKO? It would have saved you what? Moolah. It would have saved you money if you kept it in-house. You could have had your wife out there, Triple H. And we would have been okay with it. Stephanie McMahon, she can cut a hell of a promo. She has a lot of equity in this business. It makes sense within the storyline. Now look, right? TKO doesn't see the same things that we're seeing. Okay? TKO doesn't see the split screen comparison of The Rock and Pat McAfee. No, they see Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, motherfucker. They see Rambo up in this bitch cutting a promo. This is what they see. They think he's Rambo. Any ounce of integrity they had left. They lost it, dude. Okay? They have a lack of trust in actual talent. Now, to put myself in their shoes, right? In the executive shoes. They see Damian Priest as a long-term, volatile return on investment. Okay? He could eventually get a big pop. He could eventually get the crowd behind him. Okay? But what they don't realize is that if you let this guy cut a promo from his heart, okay, within reason, with fucking amazing, heart-connecting lines, just like Karrion Kross did, one single promo can give you the same amount of popularity and dopamine rush and virality that Pat McAfee gives you. Okay, they see Pat McAfee as what? A low-hanging fruit, high return on investment that is instant. Okay, the pop is fast. The viral moment is fast. But guess what? What they don't realize is that if they were to give the creative liberty to people like Damian Priest and let him cut one hard-connecting, hard-hitting promo, that is all he needs to reach the same amount of popularity and motion that somebody like Pat McAfee has. It only takes one fucking promo, guys. Let them cut that one fucking promo to get over, to sell themselves. For example, Karrion Kross. He cut one fucking promo and it changed his career. It got everybody, 300,000 people in an arena chanting his name, "We want Kross." You see, don't you see the potential? Don't you see the value in having these promos where wrestlers come out and they have a little bit more creative, freedom? Opposed to having these cheap pop outsiders, these out-of-house part-timing succubus celebrities come out here and fucking get these, viral moments and, capture fucking fans for you. Because essentially that's what it is. They're trying to capture leads. They're trying to capture new customers. They're trying to tap into a new customer base. Well, how about this? TKO, they're not going to let Damian Priest, they're not going to let R-Truth, people in the back, actual talent, cut a great promo. They're not gonna let that happen. They want Pat McAfee. Okay, now this is breaking it down even logistically. His contract is probably a lot more easier to just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay you the money and you get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pay you the money, X amount of dollars, and that's it. This is not your livelihood. You don't really need this, so you can have it. Whatever. Now with Damian Priest, say if he does cut that promo, he does get over with the fans just like Karrion Kross did, you might end up in these negotiations with Triple Fraud, these TKO executives, where you're asking for more money than they're willing to give you. Even considering all the numbers you give them, all the business, all the value you drive to their product, they don't give two shits about that. They want to keep you at the 500K salary. They want to keep you there. Damian? Because that's all they could afford. It's the same thing. Even in the corporate industry, even when you do good, even when you get a bonus, they say fuck your bonus. They want to keep you at this level, this 500K level, okay, whatever that may be for you, Damian, because they know it's consistent, it's predictable. If you get too big, if you become a star that's too big for their pockets, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? They're gonna have to give you more money, money they can't afford, money they would rather have spending on their yachts, going to these islands. You see what I'm saying, guys? It's deeper than just wrestling. This is business fucking corruption. Anyways, you guys already know who this is. Okay, the high rise, live and work while still the intern John out.
Good show, not bad at all. Almost worthy of an Englishman, I'd say. Although, let's not...
Everyone has friends, right, Prez? Do any of these offers look good to you? They're all strictly legitimate. I came to see you as soon as I found these were available, Presidente. What do you think?
I just landed. Like the Artemis, I am back. I'm back on Earth. Well, I will say I'm back on the ground, which is nice, bro. It's like, it's so weird being up in the air and flying. Dude, flying's insane. I kind of like it. I love it. Hold on, let me lock in here. What is going on? Guys, it feels weird. I should be filming a video and talking to you right now and giving you some thoughts, but my brain's all over the place, right? I just kind of, like, everything is, am I living in the moment, fully aware? Am I fully alive right now, like the song? Am I fully alive? I guess I am. But here we are, back in Worcester. Back in Worcester. And there's a lot to think about, you know? Sitting on the plane, the Wi-Fi is terrible. I'm not using my phone. I'm not, imagine if I spent the whole plane ride, you know, watching TikTok. I wasn't though. I swear, guys, I swear. And I have to kind of go back. There's like a few, you know, a few days that I went without filming, and I couldn't figure out the Wi-Fi in the hotel, so I used my hotspot. Oh, the water temp's going back up to, oh my God. And so I used the hotspot, bro, and like AT&T is so bogus. They start like throttling your data if you goon too much. Because how am I supposed to goon in 4K if I, you know, can't use my hotspot? So I didn't upload. I uploaded one video using my hotspot. I couldn't upload two because I just wouldn't go. And now here I am. So I went to Georgia, and I went to Texas, and now I'm back in Worcester. And like the guy said, he's like, "You ever flown private?" And I was like, "Nope." And he's like, "Well, I just ruined flying for you." It's so, dude, flying on a private jet. I mean, I think that I kind of knew what to expect, because, you know, you watch all these gooners on YouTube, all these influencers, and they're like, all right, let's hop on the PJ. So they, you know, you see the process, and you're like, you can just fly wherever you want. And it kind of is like that. Like, that basically is exactly how it is. Dude, now the temp's going back down. Oh, what do I have to do what do I need to do? So yeah, it was amazing. That in and of itself was amazing. Now, being in these different places, I'd been to Georgia before, kind of more so driving through than actually like being there. Oh, this guy's like trying to fake me out. I think I go this way. I actually don't know where I'm going, so I'm gonna have to, yeah, I think I made a, no, did I make a right? Oh, I made a right. Oh, now I remember. So last time I drove here was 3 days ago. All right, let's follow the map now. Let's follow the map. Like Dora. I don't know what to say to you guys. It's like, okay, you want to ask me a question? I went to, let me talk about, so Georgia, very rural place, very kind of middle of nowhere. Not much to say about it. Not much to say. Texas, however, I went to Temple, Texas, and that place is like, I mean, it's massive. You know, when they say everything's bigger in Texas, like that's not an exaggeration at all. Like, everything's just like, there's so many lanes on the highways, and then there's more lanes in the service roads. It's like literally like there's 9 lanes going one way. So there's that. Went to Buc-ee's, had to check that off the list, I guess. Played some golf. That was nice. The weather was nice. Everything was just nice. And it goes by so fast. And sometimes, like, we were laughing a lot the whole trip, which is great. I like that a lot. But you know when people are laughing a lot, and sometimes it's actually funny, and sometimes you're just laughing along? It was some of that. But that's just, there's nothing wrong with that. And then ultimately, if you don't really want to laugh, then just don't laugh. But it was just a very chill, like, I honestly can't really believe I just went and did that. But I was sitting on the private jet, and I was like, you know what? I belong here. 'Cause I saw this, like, clickbait video that said belonging isn't real, and I didn't watch it because I was like, what? But belonging, you know, you could feel, so that's what I've been thinking about recently, and especially with the, I guess, the new job and the new everything, is like, do I belong here? Or like, are people gonna realize that I'm a fraud? You know, the imposter syndrome. What's going on? I think a lot of people feel that, and maybe I feel that when I'm sitting on this private jet, bro. But it's just a work thing. Like, it's not like there's not really any expectation, and you know, no one. People just want to see that you give a shit, that you can have a laugh, and that you are just kind of, I don't know exactly what it is that people are like looking for when they're because people notice things, right? Especially people that have gotten to places, people that are successful, people that are in positions of power, people who manage people. Like, people who manage people, they know exactly what they're looking for in someone, that if they want to hire them, or they can kind of see, you can see good qualities in a person when you know, like, when you have those good qualities. So someone who's the CEO, he kind of knows, you know, how do I explain it? Where am I going? I'm going this way. The CEO kind of just knows what another CEO would look like, because he is that. And I felt that. I was sitting there on the plane and I had this thought to myself. I was like, God, bro, you belong on this plane, bro. You should own this plane. Why not? Everything, it's like everything in life comes from either a lack of self-belief or delusional self-belief. And you can go either way. You can kind of create your life either way. You can create your life to be nothing, and you just resign yourself to nothing, or you can just go the other way. You just be bisexual like that. You can be bisexual with your self-belief, and then either way you choose becomes your reality. And also, you know, I was hammered, and I said, you know, time isn't real. No, I started saying this. Dude, the other guys, I will say this too. Wait a minute. Do I know where I'm at right now? Wait a minute. Oh, I do know where I'm at. All right. We don't need this anymore. I know exactly where I'm at. I will say that, you know, you go on this trip and you want to, you know, there's times you gotta, you know, there's a time and a place for everything, but we were going out and everyone was drinking, and a couple people had a lot to drink, a couple people had a few drinks, but I was like, dude, it was the end of the night, and I was like, whoa, like some of these people have, and you know, maybe I'm being judgmental, but being judgmental isn't inherently a bad thing. It means you're determining your opinion about something. And I kind of, like, this is a whole topic by itself. I could talk the rest of the ride about this. Like, people, you know that it's like a joke. It's like alcohol is the only drug where people will question you if you don't use it. And all the time people are like, oh, like, why are you not drinking? And I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, what kind of a question is that? Like, if I was doing cocaine right now, would I look at you and say, oh, why aren't you doing coke? Like, and I don't really, people have these preconceived notions, preconceived thoughts, preconceptions about drugs. Like, a drug is a drug, right? In the same way that weed is legal now, meth will be legal soon, because why not? That guy's flying. Anyway, you know, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. Remember, Prohibition was a thing. Imagine, like, during Prohibition, someone's drinking and they're like, it's like against the law, and they're trying to get you to, it's just kind of, it's a weird thing to think about. It's like caffeine. You know, what if you're drinking coffee? Oh, you don't drink coffee? Well, I'm addicted, so you should drink coffee too. My point is, at the end of the night, there were some people who were absolutely sloshed and could barely talk. And it's just, I think it's funny to see because, okay, especially if you're new to a place or if you're not a higher up in a place, and you know, you kind of see people as, or at least maybe I do, it's like seeing them as your higher up. It's like seeing a teacher. Imagine if you were in middle school and then you saw your teacher at a bar absolutely shit-faced. Wouldn't that be a weird, like, I think that we think that people are less human than they are. And I don't, and when I say we, I mean me. Like, I don't know what everyone else thinks, but all right, I'm gonna try to get this. Oh, there we go. Are we inching up now? We gotta try and heat up this radiator. Oh man, I missed this car, guys. Yo, I'm back. I'm back in the M3. And the coolant is cold. I was trying to make that rhyme, but the coolant is, it's putting the cool in coolant. I think that we think that people, okay, me. I think I see someone and I think that this person is like, they are immune to everything that I, you know, it's like when you see the Pope. You think that, you know, he doesn't have thoughts about, I don't even want to say what the Pope might think. What do you think the Pope thinks about? You think that the Pope has a thought like, I would love to see her backside. I don't know why he's a southern accent. I guess because I just came from Texas. I would love to see what her backside looks like. Oh, you got a nice behind. You know, the nun is like bending over to pick up the gospel, and he's like, oh, sweet baby Jesus. Oh, sweet Mother Mary. I mean, the Pope is human, like, but what does it mean to be human? Oh, God. I think flying around, I think about, like, all the little houses that are in, dude, we flew over, oh, yes, okay. We were in, like, Oklahoma, or in Oklahoma. We, you know, the flyover states, oh, guess what we did? We flew over them. You know, so that's what we did. That's what we did. That's what we did. And when we did that, it just makes you think about these people's lives. Like, I don't know why I feel not satisfied with, you know, it's like whatever you're comfortable with, you will resign yourself. I said that before, but yeah, I'm thinking that you'll resign yourself to the pain of something comfortable before you stick with something that is good but uncomfortable, because something can be objectively something can be better than what you've ever had, but it's not comfortable because it's not painful. So if I just am familiar with moving around a lot and not keeping relationships and, oh, let's let this guy go. You gonna go? Okay, he's not gonna go. He waved at me and he said, I'm not going, all right. I guess he's trying to, he's trying to get across, that's why. Smart guy, he didn't cut in front of me because he had to go to the other lane. Dude, we're back in Worcester now. This is so funny, bro. I was in Texas this morning, bro. What? And I'm not gonna lie, coming back here makes me want to go back. I want to go home. I want to go home. Which is Texas. I'm from Texas. I was born and raised. And the pilots were really cool too. The one pilot was like a Navy bomber. One pilot was, he used to fly for like the government. He used to fly stuff from NASA. I guess they got like top secret, you know, government officials. They got to move around. He used to fly them, stuff like that. So I'm realizing, I think I'm fascinated by people. I will say, the head guy that brought us all there, excuse me, I'm tearing up. The head guy that brought us all there, he had a big dinner in Texas, and I got to sit next to him, which was nice. And we had all met everyone, right? People that worked at the plant that we went to. and kind of they had some of their family, you know, they had their wives there, a couple of them. And I met everyone, and some people's names
Would any of these be of interest
I got
to you?
it right away,
It's
and
all
then
strictly
some
above board, of course.
you know, you kind of hear the names again. So like I always I get pissed at myself if I don't remember a name, because there's something about, and I really try to make a point of it. I try to remember people's names, right? It's just a good thing. And long story short, at the end of the dinner, head honcho El Chapo is sitting next to me. This couple was leaving. So one guy who worked at the plant and then his wife. And now he knew the guy that worked at the plant, right? He knew his name, but then he asked me, what's his wife's name again? And I told him, Stephanie. And he went over and talked to her. And he had forgot, you know, he had called her the wrong name earlier, and I overheard them, and he kind of yelled it out again. He's like, all right, goodbye, Stephanie. And because he had called her the wrong name prior. And you know, not that I was obsessed with her or was fascinated by her, but I don't know, it's this like really, it's this feeling of you can relate to people, or I can, if you feel like you're not really there, and that you feel like you don't belong, or you don't have a sense of belonging, if that is, it's a feeling, it's a real feeling. And it's kind of like when you see someone and you can recognize that it's almost like they're not comfortable. And it's not that they're not necessarily comfortable with their surroundings, it's that they don't have that comfort with themselves. Because ultimately, if you're comfortable with yourself, you'll be comfortable anywhere. But sometimes you don't get that initial comfort, you know, sometimes you feel like you need that reassurance from other people, and that's like, you know, I don't know why, I don't know if that's a normal thing, right? What do you do, dumbass, bro? Like, she's like on her phone too. Genuinely retarded for doing that. So I think you can maybe try and gather what I'm saying right now, because I can feel that, because like I just remember these people's names, and I just know that something like that it just shows that you give a shit, right? Because people will remember that. People will tell other people that you remembered another person's name, bro. It, like, literally, I swear to God, I've been like, oh yeah, this guy, Mike, he's great. He can remember everyone's name. He can meet you once, he'll remember your name. Like, people will tell other people about that, because dude, when you say someone's name to them, bro, and that is in the book by Dale Carnegie. It's like, and like, I feel like I feel like a douchebag for saying like, oh, use people's names, you know, for leverage, to make them like you. But if you actually care enough to remember someone's name, it's because you actually care about people. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know what I can, you know, I know there's a way to use that, but that's my thing, is like, people, bro, like, people's stories, you know, how do you feel about living in a house in Oklahoma? You know, how do you feel about being a pilot for NASA? You know, just random things that, and maybe I just have a good memory and all that, and someone can tell me something, I'll remember it. At least, I really hope I do. No, because I genuinely do. I can, like, you know, when I do stuff like this, I can feel that I'm actually, like, curious about other people. And I don't know exactly why. But I feel like I'm so kind of, I feel, even though I might not be, but I feel so lost in my own life that I need to gather how do other people think? And kind of accumulate all these different thoughts to kind of narrow down which ones make sense to me. Because I can't really, you know, when I'm on my own, bro, there's a lot of bad thoughts. If I were to live, just like I said, all of your problems come from isolation. If I were to live in my own thoughts and in my own world, it'd be a world of just depravity. It'd be bad. And I've experienced that. So I know, I can tell you that for a fact. gotta live. You have to live. True to yourself, but understand other people's worlds. See ya!
A hell of a lot of catching up to
Airplanes
do again.
have revolutionized warfare, yet Tropical still has no air force.
Kevin, now
Official palace
he's
statement
drifting
says,
across to block
"Learn
me
to
off.
fly
and
one,
there's a
then
massive
you will
crash.
get plane."
Jesus Christ! Up to sit there in bed tonight and. That's a weird one. I lost so much time on that corner, that was terrible.
This is the end. This is the end.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying that I'm your neighbor, and if you ever need a cup of sugar or milk or eggs, I got your back.
Oh, thanks. That's pretty unusual.
Oh, what? It's weird? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's not weird. It's just people don't really do that here. Are you from the Midwest or something?
I am from the Midwest. Yeah, you clocked me.
Alpha actually.
Konnichiwa sarigenaku. Say it.
Konnichiwa. I don't know.
Come on, I've been teaching you this so for the vlogs. Konnichiwa sarigenaku.
Konnichiwa. Wait.
Obey the command!
Sorry.
She's learning, don't worry, she's gonna figure it out. Today is National Girlfriend Chan Day!
You are so funny. You're silly.
I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. Pause. And tonight, it's only you and me.
It was hot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spencer, yeah.
I actually brought you up here so I could share something with you.
I was gonna say something to you too.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna say the same thing?
Yeah.
Should I go first?
You're like a brother to me.
This feels so good.
Like a brother to me. Hey. Say something. Spencer! Oh.
Sorry.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm 100% fine.
I wanted to tell you.
I'm gonna go get the jump on my taxes.
Spencer, you didn't hear me. I am from the South. Do you hear me? I'm from the South.
And I'm just like a brother to you?
Mm-hmm.
But you're from the South? Wait, so you're saying you want to do some like weird swamp people redneck?
Hello! The pros of joining a cult. You see, a lot of people talk about the cons of joining a cult,
but never the pros.
They skip the fact that there's a lot of wonderful things about it. A lot of things that are wonderful. Oh,
is that Papa?
Member. This is a potential member.
Go get it.
Stuff is good, isn't it? I came to see you
or is
as
it
soon as I
Papo?
found these
Hello! How are you?
Are you interested?
I'm very well. So you've been primed already, and we are hoping that you would just join our group. Are you ready yet, and have you said goodbye to your husband?
Oh, I mean, I never liked my husband to begin with.
Really?
My husband pays for my life. I don't have a job. I don't work.
Perfect.
We've got it all handled.
You're the perfect candidate.
I am also available to be your vessel, if you please. I am very fertile at this age of mine.
Fertile?
Yes.
Great.
Sex! Yes.
My purpose on Earth is to care for children, but I am not a very fertile person. So if we could have like some sort of relationship.
There's about 41 children currently that are not under care that live with us. And they're being held in the stable, but they could use a sort of a godmother.
Yes.
Right. No, I'd be an incredible godmother.
Some of them are onto hay, but most of them don't have their teeth yet.
Perfect.
I've got great calluses forming on my nippli, and I am ready to just take on another mouth if need be.
Would you be willing to meet us behind the IKEA in Burbank?
At an IKEA.
Yes.
And I do find that cult members hang out at an IKEA.
Yes.
So
This is because the Tranflogs, those boxes that those come in are large enough to support up to 3 humans at once, and a forklift is what will be taking you most of the way to the compound.
forklift?
Yes.
I'm sorry, did I understand that you're taking me in a forklift?
Yes. Yes, this is standard
Okay,
procedure.
just wanted to make sure I understood. No jokes here right now. My godfather was killed by a forklift. Penetrated him through his stomach. So I'm a big fan of forklifts. Let's get rid of the evil people, you know?
Yes. Well, I assure you that had nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with us. And nothing to do with Papo's request.
Yes, Papa would never request such a thing, ever. And if we ever needed to get away with anything, we would never use the fork.
We would never.
So Spence, you're not the leader of the cult, yeah?
No, I am not, and I have no aspirations to be the leader, and I would never, ever try to challenge Papo.
Neither I. A woman's place should never be the leader of the, especially.
A woman should never be a leader. I'm right there with you, of course.
Yes, we'll call you back with further instructions.
Yes, call me back, please.
Wonderful. I will chat with you very soon.
Glorious day.
Wonderful. Okay.
Goodbye.
Are you leaving now?
Okay, bye.
Are you leaving?
Good. Back to what we were talking about. The pros of joining a cult. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
We're safe right now. We're safe.
I know.
The pros of joining a cult. Number 2.
The community.
Yes.
The sense of community.
Wonderful.
Quite citizens wonderful, are demanding elections,
And wonderful is with an O. O-N-E. Wonderful. Yes. I need you to wipe that. She gets dry eye, she has a little bit of glaucoma, and sometimes they leak. Nothing to be worried about. Number 3. Papo. Why don't you tell them about Papo?
Papo is a glorious entity. He is, I don't want to say large man, but he is a guardian of sorts, a leader. Some may say Messiah of a sort. He is just, we have to do what he says at all times because he knows what's right for us and he knows what's best for us.
He does. He's an entity, as she said, and he is a large man in this current era. He wasn't always a large man, nor will he always be. Soon he will be Ash.
He's growing. And he is always there.
And he will always remain. So when you drop a comment under this video asking where you can meet us to join, please understand that Papo will see it. So if you put anything in the comment that could allude to anything else, just understand that he will see it. So please just understand that you're putting us at risk if you don't put something that is non-suspicious and something that is completely normal and happy for Papo to see.
We are one.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Goodbye.
I'm gonna get back to rank and file American people. You are literally herded and raised to be cattle. I mean, it's in the phrase human resources. It's not personnel. It's not, oh, we should get some a group of people and hire them, give them good. They view, I mean, look how quick they want to replace you with AI and outsource you foreign and all that. The institutions and powers that be, whether it's the government, corporations more recently, the education system, you are literally raised as a resource. Crops, I think cattle probably get treated better. You are raised to be crops. You are raised to be harvested. And it's ultimately coming to a head. And what I do and do not enjoy is watching boomers in my generation, Gen X bosses. Young people don't work anymore. They don't show up. They're lazy. And then I say, yeah, because you require them to go to school for 19 years. You don't pay them a living wage, and you're surprised that you don't train them for shit either. Nobody parents them either. So admittedly, yeah, there's tardiness and laziness and not being punctual on younger generations. Sure, that's a legitimate criticism, but who raised them? We're baby boomers. We did jack fuck all shit and outsourced the raising of our children to everyone else but us. Oh my God, can you believe the kids aren't responsible today? And we're not paying them. We require they go into debt. I can't believe they're not taking the $12 an hour job. And it's just like, man, you treated your kids like shit, and you're surprised that they don't want to work for you. You're surprised they're demoralized. Then always the added icing on the cake is the Scooby-Doo mission. I can't figure out why men aren't showing up to work. Why are men so depressed? And I don't want to go into a long explanation as to why you actually are being groomed to be tax cattle, tax slaves, labor slaves. But if you just stop and look at how the older generation has treated the younger generation for generations now. First, right off the bat, I can't say this enough. The reason you go to school is not so that you get educated. It is so mommy and daddy, particularly mommy, can also work a job and be a feminist girl boss or whatever. And it's not even that. I wish it was about the feminism. That might have been a moral reason that I would disagree with, but at least it's moral. They want to buy shit. That's what it is. You're not sent to school to get educated. You're sent to school so that mommy can go. You have a dual income household. So one, mommy can pay off her student loan debt for her fucking horseshit degree. And then they could go buy SUVs in McMansions. Go watch American Beauty. It's just a couch. It is. Hey, probably the worst part of this whole realization, this epiphany you should have, this rude awakening, is how little American parents love their children relative to themselves. They want the career, they want the girl boss thing. Daddy wants to become a sales bro. And they can't wait to outsource you to daycare. They can't wait to outsource you. I thought it was K through college. And then a listener wrote in, it's like, dude, it's pre-K now. They want to chase. It's not only the almighty dollar, but the status. I knew the two correlate, but yeah. Just stop and think about it. We're what, third, fourth generation now of adults who don't raise their kids. And don't believe we need two incomes to pay for shit. Well, stop voting Democrat and stop voting have like a third of the population be illegal aliens. Stop voting for the welfare state, and maybe you have the money, and then maybe somebody can stay home and raise the kids. That's a lie. They just want shit, man. Mommy wants to be girl boss. Daddy wants his boat. And somewhere fourth or fifth down the line is we want kids. They'll have kids, but the fuck if they'll raise them. So then you go, all right, well, who's benefiting from you? Well, now you're outsourced. You know who loves raising kids, shittily, I might add? Teachers. They make a lot of money. K through 12, not even college. K through 12, this is old data. It's about $600 billion a year. It's probably more now with inflation, so around $800 billion, I'm going to guess. Although the number of kids have been going down, so maybe it isn't that. But my point is, it's a lot of money. Teachers love shittily raising rando people's kids. And then, okay, well, that's paid for with property taxes. What do you got to do next? Well, one would think after 13 years of schooling, you might have a skill or trade. No, they don't want to give you a school or trade, or skill or trade. They need you to go to where? College. Where another 600 billion, more likely 700 to 800 billion now, if I were to adjust my figures for inflation, you guys piss away. What do you literally, now, sometimes the slaves sign themselves into slavery. What? $200,000 for a degree at Middlebury, and I can learn worthless leftish horse shit? Sign me up. I've been trying to warn young people for well over 15 years now. My second book came out in 2011 called Worthless, Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. Have any of the adults in your life warned you about worthless degrees? No, I mean, the adults in like your parents and your teachers. No, you got college. Oh, guidance counselors so need to be met in dark alleys. All the guidance counselors need to have meetings in dark alleys with people like me so we can talk about things rationally, like civilized human beings, peaceful ones. Dude, it was a setup from the beginning. 600 billion. In my day, the hippies were complaining about big oil, big oil, big oil. Big education, which is way bigger than big oil, unless you were to look at a global. But if we were to just look at the United States, spend way more on education than you do oil. My generation, well, if you got to go to college. Oh, well, if it's that important, I'm sure you've made it affordable and easy and streamlined for us to get education. No, you have to have 2 years of worthless requirements, prereqs, so we can employ our Marxist leftist master's candidate students. So they could teach you about Marxism, and they could avoid a job forever, too. Your slave masters are the professors and the college admin that charged you $400 a credit and $200,000 and 4 years of your life. And you're in debt forever now. You're in debt forever. Because they didn't give you a worthwhile degree, but you weren't going to go and, you wanted to avoid math and follow hard money will follow all that bullshit. Then you get out of college, right? Are corporations going to pay you a living wage? No. They're going to require a bachelor's required, master's preferred, so now you go back to grad school. Then maybe they'll pay you enough to barely get by, or you got some ridiculous amount of commute because that's where the affordable housing is. Are they going to have they promoted? Does anyone here ever lasted more than 3 years at a job? In my day, they'd shame you. Oh, you're a job hopper. If you better stick around for 5 years. Fuck you. And then they say, hey, you got to get a master's degree. Come on in. Oh, now we're going to replace you with foreigners or immigrants or AI. Because numbers go up. And they got you so enslaved that you are sometimes forced to train your replacement. Otherwise, you don't get your severance. You are a fucking resource. You are a fucking slave. I don't say that lightly. I mean that. You are fucking cattle to these people. Oh, and by the way, ladies, corporations love it when you flood the market. Because then you flood the labor market, increase the supply of labor, prices go down so they pay less wages. If they haven't already outsourced it already. And then what else do you girls do? You pay taxes. I got to applaud the Democrat Party because they've convinced people to vote a 38% tax rate. In fact, on average, it's higher the more money you make in different states and cities you live in. But on average, you guys willingly vote to have the government, state, federal, and local, take 38% of your money. And you women keep voting for more. And you want to be workers. You want to be girls. You're the ones that get these master's degrees, going to debt. You're the biggest enslaving slaves there ever has been in the history of the world. You go into ridiculous levels of debt for ridiculous levels of education, for ridiculously stupid subjects and degrees. Then you go and you commute, then you pay taxes, and then you vote to raise your taxes because feel good popular. I mean, you got regular old male slaves over there, but you girls are a whole new level. It's like the what is it, the Ouroboros snake that eats its own tail? Like, that's some fascinating shit. It's amazing what you girls do to yourself, but not unaware of it because girl boss, because Democrats said I did good thing. I don't want to not be popular because popularity is the most important thing ever, more important than reality. Didn't you know? And if you weren't enslaved enough, they're still trying to do that materialism thing. You need Lululemons, you need Nikes, you need a house in the suburbs and the cars. Do you have extra small tits or an extra small penis? Well, you need a Range Rover or Mercedes or a BMW SUV. Only financed at 12.8%. Every institution is slaving you. The education system, Corporations. I don't mean the corporations, man. I mean literally mean that in both in terms of when they employ you and what do you do with your money? You give it right back for worthless fucking increasingly in shitified shit. And how do you finance it? Oh, the banks. I don't want to sound like an 80s hippie, burnt out hippie from the 60s who never grew the fuck up and got a haircut. I really don't. But as an economist looking at where your money goes, yeah, your money then if you could scratch up some money, then you go into debt. Why? So you can buy thing. YOLO! Go travel, buy your fucking car. Man, I'm not letting you off. You get your Hellcat at 18%. Presidente. And by that time, you are so dependent. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You're going to vote for more government money, which means higher taxes, which is just like scratching the itch and spreading the infection around. You got to stop. But I'm done beating that drum. And then by the time you're 55, I'm on a fixed income. I don't have any money. I finally paid off my student loans. And it's time to get serious about retirement. And I ain't got no money for retirement. Because it was almost mathematically, well, for the most part, it was mathematically impossible. But you sure did make some banks some money. You sure enriched some professionals. You put a fucking generation and a half of Democrat career politicians, I might add. Not honorable statesmen who happen to run under the Democrat Party and are actually the party of labor. No, you got some professional trust fund baby. I can't say that word on YouTube because for censored speech because of, once again, Democrats. Copy the Republicans. Shh, Democrats. Republicans aren't the ones cutting your kids' junk off in the schools. Which that's a different thing. Yeah, you're slaves. And now you got these old people who, I don't know how much leg up. They get 15% of your income every paycheck. They had every bubble in the world, and now they're protesting you. Now they got to cut the jobs. Now, bachelor's required, master's preferred. Oops, can't pay you a living wage. You got to hit the ground running. Yeah, they are locusts. They have consumed everything before you. And now here's your shit country that we fucked up. We still don't have enough money. And by the way, I'm throwing Gen X in here too. I know we throw in the boom, but Gen X is currently in charge of the economy now. Now, hey, you like woke horse shit? You like fat, loud black lesbians in your video games? Well, too fucking bad. Here you go. Oh, by the way, we're not going to do anything to get rid of your education requirements. We're not going to make it easier for you whatsoever. We can't wait. The AI people are our Gen Xers, right? All the AI people want to fire everyone. That's Gen X, right? Just pointing out it isn't exclusively boomers. So I can understand young people wanting to get revenge on the older people. You may not understand it, but yes, the older people not only fucked up previous generations, they're trying to fuck you up too. And if you want, the epitomal poster child of the abused American generation is the millennials. Wrote a 500-page book on it called How Not to Become a Millennial. Look at all the boomer lies that they were told, and there's the results. You're still going to vote Democrat, right, millennials? Because that's the cool thing. I have no other value in life than the values my teachers told me 30 years ago. So, yes, the previous generations stole your country from you. Yes, they indebted the nation. Yes, they destroyed the country. Yes, they've made it ridiculous. They made it impossible. They have made it impossible. It's untenable, the proposition that they are giving to young people that is still the same shit. Oh, you got to go get a master's degree. You got to be in school until you're 25. And then maybe we'll give you an internship. And then when you're 43, you'll be able to. I can see where a lot of people are saying, fuck you. And absolutely, it's exactly what you should be doing. This is not an acceptable proposition. It's not. Now, I've talked about my colleague before, Ryan Steva, S-T-E-V-A. Go look him up on YouTube, the homestead consultant. You should homestead. You should live at home. No, you should not be going to college. You should go to trade school. You should go into the military. Whatever it is you do, do not follow the advice that has failed 3 generations of American young people. Do not follow the boomer advice. Do not follow the Gen X advice. Are you outsourced to daycare? Sorry, your parents don't love you as much as they love themselves. They love things more than you. Can you, mommy? It would be fascinating to have young people, but they're kids. They don't understand balance sheets. To look at the balance sheets of your parents, like, oh, okay, is that car paid for with cash? Like, I just bought a truck the other day. I paid cash for it. I know people in the suburbs. like with their fancy houses and their fancy cars. None of you can even afford a used truck. It's all got to be financed. It's all got to be leased. And no kidding, if you have a leased luxury vehicle and you have children and like you don't have like shit tons of money, right? I'm sorry, you love shit more than you love your children. Get fucked. No. Shh. You parents be quiet. You're not a father, you're right. Neither are you. Shut the fuck up. Like if you just want to have kids, why don't you go through the process of having the kids? And then if you really don't like your children, just put them up for adoption. You had your kid, you got out of your system. Or if you like the idea of having kids, why don't you do like the Japanese do and rent a family? And then you can play make-believe. You know, and a lot of people criticize women for getting dogs as a substitute for kids. Well, at least they're not bringing kids into the world they don't love more than themselves. Just saying. And maybe young people can't put a precise description on it. Maybe you can't put your finger on it and say, this is where we're getting fucked over. Perhaps I explained a little bit of you. But yes, you are getting fucked over. And you're like, I'm supposed to do what now? How am I supposed to afford $1,800 a month rent? You're not supposed to. The previous generations of adults failed you. Now, you have every right to be pissed off because they've put you in a ridiculous situation. And they're continuing to propose that you be a slave. That's what it is. I'm not... There's no... Shh. The adults are talking. Don't try to tell me any different. It's like, you might as well tell me that fat chicks are hot. Go ahead, waste your breath trying to explain to me something that is factually wrong. You are trying to enslave the children. Fat chicks are not hot. And what's another unpopular thing? Asians can't drive, generally speaking. No, you can't. No! Shh! You just can't. Stop it. So you may want to get some retribution. You may actually want to get some real justice against the elder generations that done fucked you up. And so I have a short list of things that you can do to get your revenge. These are more philosophical and theoretical than they are practical. This isn't going to put food on the table. You're still going to have to play this. You're in this pool, right? You can't get out of this pool, but you don't have to go to the deep end where it's filled with extra STD infected feces and turds floating in the water. You could go where the least amount of urine and feces is on that part of the pool. You don't have to like go underwater. But here's how you get your revenge. And the short version is be happy. How do I be happy? I know. Food, clothing, shelter. Maslow's hierarchy. Very difficult. Just hear me out. If anything, Viktor Frankl's book, what was the name of it? The Purpose of Life, Purpose of Meaning? Life's Purpose and Meaning? I forget what it is. You might want to read that. You want to get revenge on these people? Be happy, because they're not. They pursued materialism. They didn't even raise their own fucking kids. They're 3 or 4 times divorced. They're always in debt. They worship socialism and materialism, ironically and contradictorily. They spent all their time in school, none of it in the real world. They've pissed away their lives, and they're miserable fucking people. Why? Because their generation, the miserable people have to deal with other miserable people, right? Could you, like, I'd imagine, maybe you remember your grandparents that might have been World War II generation, loved hanging out with them. You know why? Because they fucking suffered and then they appreciated what they had. They were good people. Could you imagine hanging out with a bunch of hippies? Why the boomers are all pissed off protesting in Minneapolis? Because that's their fucking generation. Fucking divorce, fucking materialism, fucking protesting, fucking avoiding real work the entire time. So if you can avoid their misery, and maybe contentment is a better way to do it, but I'm going to give you the best ideas I have for being happy. And you should probably do it before they pass away so they see you being happy. So first, be hot. Be in shape. Be in good health. And also because if you're hot, guess what? You're going to find other people. Typically hot people. I don't care what the fucking feminists say. I don't care what the Christians say. I don't care what worthless, miserable fucking gray-pubed asshole who tries to pull this, I'm older and wiser than you, therefore, no, you're a miserable fucking person alone in the nursing home. Shut the fuck up. Go have great sex. Yeah, now, there's going to be a group of people who have been particularly conditioned and brainwashed by feminists. I won't say which group of people that is, to hate the other sex. I won't say who that other sex is. But if you want to be happy, you want to stick it to the boomers, go be hot and go have some great sex. That just pisses off everyone. When you walk in, you got your girl on your arm, tall, you got a dress on, you know, looking and feel like you son of a bitch. Like, yeah, how you doing? Yeah.
Come on,
I
I've
get
been
to play with
teaching
them
you this
titties. That's
for the
right.
vlogs.
That's right. That's right.
Konnichiwa sariganaku.
Be hot, be in shape.
Konnichiwa.
That doesn't require, if anything, the lack of food and the budget will help you stay thin. Ask me how I know. And then, this is going to require the participation of another group of people. This is in theory. This is on the chalkboard. Have sex. Right? Do you want to be... Now look, we got to be fair in criticizing here. Look at the millennials and my generation too. Look at how fat Americans have become. Look at how miserable they are. Don't tell me, now we get back to the concept of orgasm per capita per year. Don't tell me a country that's better looking and having more sex and more orgasm isn't going to be a happier country. Don't tell me that. Go ahead. Tell me big is beautiful. All right. Tell me whatever other lies. Follow your heart, my will follow. But then also tell me a country having more sex with hotter, younger people, or not younger, hotter, more in shape people is going to be a happier group. Now, like I said before, there's a group of people that has to be convinced that sex is not bad. I'm not going to say what it is. Let's just say it starts with, or it ends with omen and starts with a W. But if a future generation of ends with omen and starts with W decided to be pro-sex and get in shape and not get tattoos and ridiculous hair colors, and the other group that is not the omen with the W in front of it, it's just the EN with an M in front of them, decided to also lose the fucking weight. Imagine a generation of young people who just follow me in on this, young people. Just follow me in on this. Imagine a generation of young people where the men are dressed up in like suits or like they look good, and you girls are wearing, and you all were in shape. It doesn't matter how much Social Security money the baby boomers or Gen X takes from you. It doesn't matter how angry. It doesn't matter what your boss says. They're going to be pissed off you're good looking. They're going to be pissed off you're in good shape and could go run, and you don't need, I need a wheelchair because I'm a fat sow, and I need my leg cut off because I got the diabetes because I eat too much. Be good looking. And as a consequence, have lots of sex. I won't say who's bottlenecking that. It's true. It's going to require the participation. Look, I won't lie. Ladies, you need to loosen the fuck up and go have sex more for that to happen. But I don't know, how deep the feminist brainwashing got. I don't even think I have a copy. No, I don't. I got a book out there called I Don't Want a Threesome with Jesus. It's a pro-sex book for Christians who might be a little stodgy on the sex. But men and women of a secular variety could also read that, and still trying to figure out what the problem is with sex. Okay, here, even simpler economics terms. Sex costs you nothing. It's free. Working out and getting in shape takes time and labor, right? But working out don't cost you money. I'm just saying, it's like this free thing. As long as you don't have STDs and you got the right birth control, there is no cost and consequence. It's like, do you want to pick up that $500 bill on the ground? But I won't say which group of people make it a fucking political psychopathic nightmare. You just want to pick up the $500 bill on the ground! We'll leave that. We'll just put a note on that, and the younger generations men and women, the younger generation can talk to each other about the merits of having sex or not. I'm just saying, as an account, like, far as I could tell, it's a free activity. It's like free movie day. I don't know. It's free ice cream. They're giving out free ice cream. Why is there no one in line for the free ice cream? You just want ice cream, don't you? Yes. Yes, I do. Related. Okay? Fall in love. Right? Don't fall in business. Don't fall in status. Fall in love. Now, it would help if the foundation of all loving relationships is lust, and the way to become worthy of lust is to be in shape. Don't know if I told you that, be hot. But I forgot who it was. he's like, dude, I don't even want the money. Like, why would I need money if I had a hot redhead with big tits and we're just having sex all the time and we liked each other? Like, exactly. The richest guy is not the one with the money. It's with the gal who like makes him food and she's happy to see him. He's happy to see her. You ever see two dogs run around that they don't live in the same house, but like neighbor dogs, but they're both let out at the same time. And then they just run around having a good old time. I know those are dogs, but it's fun. So it's not even a sexual, I'm saying it's a fun, joyful, like what if you just had that joy? Remember when your grandpa came to visit? He didn't even have to give you money, although it helped. You were just so excited to see grandpa. Why can't you find that with the opposite sex? I won't say which sex has been completely propagandized by an eminism for the past 60 years to hate the other opposite sex, but it really is fascinating to me. Why can't you fall in love? And that would piss off all the boomer women, all the Oprah acolytes, especially if you girls lost weight and were beautiful and fell in love. Forget this. You just found a guy you like and you were happy. That will piss off so many boomer women. So many people that hate you want you to be miserable. So many. And it doesn't cost a penny. It does take work at the gym. I won't lie about that. And it takes a little bit of effort, etiquette, all that. And then Vince's girl is going to be putting together a refining school. I mean, I even have kind of a proto example of that. We have a playlist called the Helping Women Out Hour, though it's more focused on finances. But yeah, ladies, do you want to be happy? Stop listening to miserable people, especially feminists and Democrats. Lose some fucking weight and do the opposite of what they're telling you. Fall in love. Not business, not materialism, not status. Find a guy you like. See how much easier it would be if everyone just worked out and didn't get fat. It's just me. It would all just fall into place. Fall in love. If you want to, following that, typically when people are hot and they fall in love, there's this thing called kids that form. Now, I never wanted kids. I can honestly say that. And some people, it's not for everybody, but the vast majority of people do want to have kids, both men and women. Go have them. That's what, of all the reasons that you've been put on this planet, that's the one we know for sure is for you to have kids. I like food, clothing, and shelter, but, maybe wait till you can afford them. Notice, people who just spit them out because they don't have, because they don't know how to use birth control and they're not really thinking about kids. They just want to have sex. See how poor they become. But if you want to have kids, go have kids. Now this is the advanced part of the course. Okay. If you haven't mastered the basics, maybe review the ones I've said, but here, this is where we kick it up a notch. So you have the kids right now. The next thing you should do is raise your fucking children. I am fascinated with the millennial generation who, just like my generation, were not raised by their parents. They were outsourced, latchkey kids, divorced. What do? You do the exact same fucking thing and outsource your kids. If you stop voting to pay for a third of able-bodied adults to work or to not work, that's called the welfare state. If you stop voting for the touchy-feelies and I want to help the poors, and instead just lower your taxes, stop importing people, legal or not, because they need to be housed too. Housing prices would go down. It's economics, boring stuff, I know. you could afford to live off of one income, especially if two people aren't going to college for stupid fucking bullshit and show up at the table with $100,000 in student loan debt. I wonder if someone became a carpenter, if that might solve two problems at once. Spend less, you make that kind of thing, but you can actually raise your kids. And then you might not only have love from your spouse, but whoever stays home and raises the kids and the person who goes out to work to support the kids will also get love from the kids. See, it crazy. And by raise kids, I don't mean you're there and they're there and you're watching your television. No, you sit them down, you raise them, you train them, you prepare them. By raise kids doesn't mean get them fed and not have them die by 18. It means prepare them to become self-sustaining adults by 18. That's what it is. I know most, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen most millennial now, Gen X parents, like the kids are a toy. They're an entertainment and they love the cake and the puppies and the flowers, but they never spank their kids. Oh, and then if the kid misbehaves, well, obviously they need drugs. Obviously it's psychological. They need therapists, but they'll never spank the kids. And they sure the fuck won't sit the kids down like, hey, we're getting a job and here's how the real world works. And here are classics. And here's the purpose of life. And maybe we go to church. Maybe we work out to help old Tilly grandma lady down the road. That would actually being a parent. And that takes work. I know, given how fat fuck all you American parents are, you don't have the work ethic to fucking go to the gym, let alone raise your kids. So I know your kids are they're a fucking thing. It's like the couch. It's all for you, you worthless fucking vermin. Oh, you fucking scum. The couch isn't got a mind. Your kids do, but you're not going to prepare them for the real world. You're just going to, well, I don't know. Maybe we just need more government money. Maybe they just need more therapy. That's all right. I'm not going to teach you how to balance your checkbook or do taxes. I think we're going to need to cut your junk off. American parents are horrible. You're just fucking horrible. Go ahead. Try and argue with me down below. Yeah, you do. You tell me what great parents you all are. Yeah, you tell me that. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. But raising kids, I mean, prepare so that when they're 18, they have the tools by which they could support themselves, which is increasingly difficult in today's economic times because you keep wanting to let other people in, give everybody free money, and then your kid's like, oh, where is the housing? Like, oh, like at least 20 of it's taken by people who shouldn't be here. But never mind, don't worry about price elasticity of rent. Don't listen to the economist because he says mean, nasty things. Now, we're going to go really advanced now, really fucking advanced. And this presupposes you find someone first that you genuinely love and you're not using each other for things. Like you actually like that. You're like the dogs running around letting out of the house. Don't get divorced. Okay, now I know the Democrats and the feminists just push you to get divorced. Like you can't be a human being. Like you should have your voting rights rescinded if you don't get divorced. And everyone in America now under the age of 40 think that, well, we have to get divorced because that's what everybody did. Shocking fact. No. History matters. Surprising fact. No. This may come as a surprise to many young people, but you don't have to get divorced, right? Now it helps if you choose the right person. Okay. But you don't have to get divorced. Now, I'd argue not getting married in the first place. So if things change, you just bye. Different discussion. But if you're going to have children and you're going to have a family, maybe you should keep the family together. Now, I know the brilliant baby boomer bosses who populate academia know everything about everything because they have PhDs in social science. They're right about everything. That's why everyone's so happy and we're so wealthy right now. Because we have all of academia telling we're doing everything right. We just need a little bit more money. But if you don't get divorced, unless it's an absolutely miserable marriage, but follow my advice on not getting married in the first place, then it doesn't matter. But if you could stay together at least until the kids are 18, maybe things better. Maybe. It'd be amazing if you actually liked each other. I'm not saying which group of people needs to really like the other group of people. I'm not saying anything. But if you had, let's say you're a little bit younger than me. You're 45, right? And you got your 23-year-old wife. Now, I'm kidding. I'm just say your 41-year-old wife. And you have 2 kids. They're well behaved because you, once again, boys and girls, raised the fucking children. And one kid shovels driveways and snow, and the other is your daughter who is learning accounting on the side. And you guys are good looking. Everyone knows you're still having sex because you spank your ass in the wife at the Thanksgiving party or wherever. All the old people, your bosses, the people on the internet, your ex-bosses, family members who are old and hate you, they're going to hate you more. Because you got something they never had. That's happiness, which generally comes from family. I mean, there's other sources. Wiener dogs are pretty fun. I have got great joy from dogs in general. Dogs are, and you know what? Throw the dog in, right? Classic American family, like the Family Dog, the cartoon. Got some kind of ugly dog, right? Everybody loves Hoick the dog. It's Hoick. Oh, look at ugly Hoick over there. And you got Christmas. And then I would be putting those family pictures together, like, welcome, hello from the Petersons. You know, they send the letter out, but all of them are fake and bullshit because, you know, like, oh yeah, they hate each other and the marriage is on the rocks and she was cheating on him and the kid's got some kind of addiction and the other one claims to have autism, but they really don't because the dad never respected him because the dad's a Minnesota dad. He's like, that's your Minnesota father. It is. Every Minnesota father worried about his own shadow. Use this hand to spank my children. Why, my God, I'd rather have them grow up to become socialist Marxist psychopaths. I can't tell my children no. My wife would get angry with me. Then peen not get touched. Every Minnesota family. Anyway, but you'd be the one that'd be legit. The Petersons, no, legit. Look at my hot wife. Look at my in-shape husband. Look at our great kids who are better looking than yours and don't have ridiculous tattoos and ridiculous colored hair at the age of 13. Yeah, this kid's got money in his savings account. We tossed it to the S&P 500. The rate that he's mowing yards, he can retire at about 50. That's about the time your kids will be paying off the student loan debt and finally moving out of the house. Because you don't love your children. And then your kids, if they're raised right, might go on and make kids of your own. And then you get the ultimate trophy in life, grandchildren. And then you get to spoil the ever-living fuck out of those things. Like, hey, I'm not responsible for you. I'm going to give you money and sugar and chocolate. I'm going to give you back with my son or my daughter. Like, have fun. All this, you don't get divorced. But, you know, it's cool, empowering. All the cool women are doing it. And then finally, this is all possible by being a minimalist. And by being, I don't just mean not being a materialist, right? The baby boomers put things ahead of the children. You love a car. You love a fucking car. It's just a couch. Listen to me. The vast majority of American parents, boomer or not alive today, love things more than they love their children. Otherwise, they would have thought about, hey, maybe we ought to vote to scale back Social Security. Maybe we ought to vote to get a financial balance in order. I don't know. They love things. Your parents got a car loan? Show me a parent that loves their car more than their children. Sorry, not sorry. Bag of dicks, eat it. Go down to Bob's Bag of Dicks store on 6th and Main. He sells extra spiky dicks you can choke on. They're very plasticky. Don't become a slave. Don't become a financial slave. Don't go into the biggest consumer item out there right now for young people is college. It's the college experience. You need an education, not college. You could go online, places like Western Governors University, ASU online, go to school online, accredited, by the way, for a fraction of the cost. Choose a worthwhile degree. Then, instead of getting the brand new car or the SUV or the Lululemons or the jacked up truck, buy a sensible Toyota used. I got a used truck. It's old. I mean, not that old, but it ain't young either. Spend money on your freedom. Be like Ryan Steva. Go homestead. Build your own house. Get your own water supply. Go tend the yard. Grow your own crops. Homeschool your kids. Which, by the way, you can have your kid by the 5th grade educated up to a high school level now in America. No, legit. Kids aren't that dumb. Teachers are that bad. That's what it is. These kids are not dumb. Their brains are not shrinking. You just have shittier parents, shittier teachers. To get to a high school education level today, emphasize today, it's 5th grade homeschooling. You can have your kid doing long division, doing taxes by the 5th grade. It's not that hard. I mean, unless your kid's actually, mentally impaired or something like that. That's different. But homeschool your kids. Teach them trades. Teach them how to fix cars. Spend time with your family. Be hot, have sex. That's the biggest, of the pie chart. That's really what's going to get people pissed off at you. That's what's really going to piss off old people. But the fact you have a loving family. Dude, I'll never forget visiting Ryan. His little daughter, he had a bunny on a leash, a little harness, and the bunny was very social. Although the bunnies generally avoided humans, they're always very standoffish when I was a kid. You see a bunny in the yard, it would go away. This one was friendly. And it would just hop around. I didn't even need the leash. It would just hop around, follow the little girl around. I'm like, you're never going to get that. Hey, boomers, are you ever going to have that? Oh, no, you're on your 5th step family. Hey, this time, kids, I married this gal with this set of kids. They'll be here for the next 3 years. You won't have time to remember their names or learn them. But we're having Christmas with family that isn't yours. Again. Well, I don't know. Maybe raise your kids and stick with them. Here's an idea. Maybe there's no such thing as half siblings or step siblings or step relatives. I can't wait. There are parents out there. They're actually going to try to defend themselves. I would love to see it. I just love to see it. It's so obvious the past 3 generations of American parents have done jack fuck all shit. You're just horrible people. And you're horrible parents. You're going to defend it. You see, the reason debt to GDP is so high is because I'm a great mom. 3 generations of adult children going off to college to get these worthless fucking degrees and acting like they know shit. Meanwhile, the whole world's falling apart around them. See, it's good that Rome is burning because... for you younger people out there, it should tell you something that when they started telling you that big was beautiful, the adults didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. That should be the hint. But anyway, my point is, stop buying shit. Fix your own shit. Rely on corporations and consuming stuff as little as possible. Yes, you need food, clothing, and shelter. Yes, you need a car. All right? But get tools. Don't pay for people to fix your things. Fix it yourself. Because fixing it yourself saves you the time and money, makes you a better carpenter and mechanic, which will serve you only down the road to save more money, which requires less work and money. Less work that you have to do working for someone else, of which you only get to keep 62% of your income because it's a 38% tax rate. Because let's just be honest, liberal white women want to feel good using other people's money on people that they hate, so they can, because they don't have anyone that loves them at home. Sorry, not sorry. Not even I'll just go not sorry. Bag o' Dick store. Bob's Bag o' Dick store, 6th and Main. Choke on them. If you need less, the less money you need, the less you have to. Everyone has to play by the system, right? We're all in this pool of shit and feces. You don't have to be in it longer than necessary. Yes, you will have to work in the shit pool pond. You will have to. Yes, that's the system. but don't spend a minute there longer than you have to. Make the money you need. Try to be off-grid, and by off-grid, I mean outside of economics. Go clep out of your classes. Go join the military. Have them pay for your education. You don't have to go to college. Go join the railroads. You can become a tradesman, tradeswoman. But whatever you do, when you start making money, use it to be free. Do not use it to buy shit. And for the love of God, don't go into debt to buy shit. Seriously, I'll allow you this. You again, if you have that dog you're running around with, having a grand old time with, you don't need shit. Imagine all you need is like an okay car, an okay house, and you got the wife who's really hot. All you got to do is go to Yandy, which may have gotten rid of their Fat Plus models yet. We don't know. Yandy, by the way, is a lingerie store. And you just get her some set of heels, some skimpy little outfit, the material cost of which is nothing. We're talking like under $10. What, you think you're not going to have a good old time with you and the missus going and banging and having a good old time? Sex is free.
At the end of the day,
Or at least
when people are
sex
like,
is
yeah, but
free
it's
in
your
theory.
decision, right? Yeah, sort of.
We'll say sex is free in theory. It can be free. There's a group of people who want to attach a huge price tag to it, but it doesn't have to cost.
Yes, and you have to defend your position, and you have to be able to sell that to people and explain it to people. If it's a little bit not your position, or a little bit, well, why did this happen? And you don't want to say, well, because, yeah.
Because this is pro wrestling and not cinema.
Wasn't totally my decision, and not because you don't want to seem like you don't have that power, but like you have to position it that way. It's just such a complex
City boy!
what we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, this your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And we got a whole lot to discuss today. All right, this has been a very eventful week in WWE. And it's been an eventful past couple of weeks, really, in the WWE. Ever since Pat McAfee made his glorious return, there's just been a whole lot going on in the WWE universe. All right, and it's sad to say that because I wish the shows benefited from all the drama going on right now around it, but the shows are not. All right, you would think that maybe there is some stuff that Triple H would lean into, but based on what we got last night, Triple H has absolutely no idea how to book baby faces, how to book heels. He doesn't know how to position people in storylines. He doesn't know that if you give people a discount on something, people will start to like you. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know that if you put your money up to help other people out, that people will like you for that. All right, like he doesn't know that. Like Triple H doesn't even know simple things about human dynamics, and because of that, we get these terrible shows. And I mean, if you watched his most recent interview, or if you listened to his most recent interview on the What Do You Want to Talk About podcast, Cody Rhodes' weekly podcast, right? If you listen to him, you know that Triple H, he has the personality of a wet blanket. Like, Triple H has the personality of a dead fish. Triple H is not a charismatic guy. He's not entertaining. Just his personal, like when he was on camera and when he was, the game, and he was being booked and being given scripts, he could work with a script like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can, I'm the game. Like he can do that shit like a mug. But when it's just him talking, he has absolutely no charisma. And the worst part about it, especially that interview, if you watched it, can anybody attest to this as well? Because I don't think it's just me. All right. Did it just sound like Triple H was just begging to keep his job the whole time? Because it didn't feel like an interview to me. It felt like one of them softball interviews that was designed to keep Triple H in as much of a positive light as possible. I mean, Cody Rhodes is asking things like, what are your pet peeves when it comes to like wrestlers in the locker room? You know what I mean? Like what are your pet peeves? And Triple H then takes that question to go into a tangent about how people in the locker room should be grateful for the positions that they're in. All right, because Arn Anderson, he was grateful just to be a mid-carder, right? As if being a mid-carder in the 80s and 90s is the same thing as being a mid-carder in the year of our Lord 2026. All right, at least still in the 80s and 90s, if you were a mid-carder, you still had stories, you still had a distinct gimmick, you still had character work, you still had storylines, all kinds, you still had stuff to do. All right, so you were able to be remembered. Tell me, what has LA Knight done in his WWE tenure to be remembered? Because that's who, that's one of the guys that Triple H is talking about here when he's talking about people that, should just be grateful. All right. He's like, oh, well, it's not, it's not necessarily a bad thing to be ambitious, but, just be grateful. Like, no, it sounds like what you're shitting on right now is ambition. Anybody who has ambition that you don't want to have ambition, right? Those guys, they are put in the worst positions. All right. LA Knight, he is in a fucking 6-man tag match. LA Knight, who is a WWE championship level kind of guy, a main event kind of guy. He's in a fucking 6-man tag with I Show Speed. He's in a 6-man tag at WrestleMania. He got knocked out by I Show Speed a couple of weeks ago. LA Knight, this guy who should be a WWE champion, should at least be in contention in the picture of the WWE championship. He's nowhere close. He's saddled along the tag team champions in a 6-man tag for nothing. What has LA Knight done to be remembered in the Triple H era? What has Carmelo Hayes done to be remembered in the Triple H era? Huh? These are serious questions, because these are the guys that he's talking about when he says, be ambitious, but, be grateful. What have they done? What has a Jade Cargill done to be remembered? Sure, she won the WWE Championship, the Women's WWE Championship. She hasn't been involved in any storylines that have been memorable. This storyline that she's in currently might go down and be remembered as one of the worst of all time. But really, it won't be. It'll just be one of the most forgettable of all time. People won't remember this shit. What has anybody over the last 3 years done, genuinely, that will be remembered? I think Triple H put more effort into Danhausen's debut than he has put into any of the shows at all this year alone, or over the last 3 years, really. I think he put more effort into Danhausen's debut than he's put effort into anything else involving this show. Danhausen's debut was elaborate. It was built up to. They hired dancers that we've never seen again. We've never seen any of those dancers again. I would have thought that those were like Danhausen's like little vampire bitches or whatever. No, we've never seen any of them hoes again. All right. Danhausen is just out there now. And Danhausen, he's been on every single show. But Danhausen's, his debut was at least elaborate. It was planned. It was built up to. It was at a pay-per-view. Right? It was anything that you could ask for. I mean, of course, I would ask for it to be involved at least in a storyline. Right? I would want that I would want his debut to make sense. Right? I would want, like, on the next night of Monday Night Raw, for Adam Pearce to be like, all right, who the fuck sent that crate? You know what I mean? Like, at the very least, who sent the crate? All right, why was Danhausen in the crate? I would want these kinds of questions to be asked. But, of course, you know what I mean? That's simply asking too much. But you understand my point here. Like, nobody in the Triple H regime, the Triple H era, outside of maybe a Cody Rhodes, and maybe like Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Danhausen. Those are like the three that have done memorable things. Cody Rhodes winning the WWE Championship from Roman Reigns, although I thought it was a shit WrestleMania we cannot deny the fact that it was a pretty big moment, right? And it brought a lot of people in back to the company, back to watching the product, I should say. CM Punk, his debut, right? Just because it was 10 years in the making, it was huge, right? And Danhausen, right? You know what I mean? Like, these are the three things that will probably be remembered, because Danhausen was a misfire. At least his debut was. He's been entertaining since he's been here, but his debut was definitely a misfire, right? And the two biggest things that happened were obviously Cody Rhodes and CM Punk's debuts, or returns and win of the championship. What else has anybody done that will be remembered 10 years from now, 15 years from now, like an Arn Anderson? We remember Arn Anderson 40 years later because Arn Anderson was legendary. He was put in legendary storylines. We remember Stone Cold in the Attitude Era, and we bring it up 30 years later, like Cody Rhodes had tried to mention. Oh, that was 30 years ago. Yeah, we still bring it up 30 years later because it was entertaining, because it was memorable, because there were storylines, legendary storylines that will never be matched in modern day pro wrestling. That's why we still bring it up, because it was so great and it was so much better than anything that we're getting right now, right? So it really irks my nerves and pisses me off when Triple H gets on these podcasts, gets on these quote unquote interviews, because that's not what it was. It was just him begging to keep his job, pushing the blame on everybody else. Oh, it's the wrestler's fault. Oh, it's TKO's fault. Oh, it's kind of Vince's fault still. It's kind of who else's fault? Who else did he fucking blame? It's everybody else's fault. Blame everybody except for Paul Levesque. That's what that interview basically was. It was just an hour and a half of him saying, it's not me, it's everybody else. It's not me, it's your expectations. It's not me, it's you. That's what the whole entire hour and a half was. All right? So when you see what he said in the interview, you see how wet blanket of a personality he actually has, right? He has no personality to him. He's not a charismatic guy, entertaining guy, none of that. All right, so when you see that, you can see why the shows are as bland as they are. When the person producing the shows are as bland as Triple H is, as out of touch as Triple H is. I mean, look what he was wearing in the interview. Like, he had the fake ones on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Skinny jeans. Like, this guy is in his fucking 50s. He's getting ready to turn 60. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's in his late 50s and he's dressing like, I don't know, he's trying to dress like me. I don't know. Like, even I wouldn't wear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who the fuck he's trying to dress like. Triple H has no sense of fashion, no sense of what the people want to see on TV. All right? Triple H talking about physiques, right? Saying that, oh, you know, everybody needs to have some kind of believability, but I think there needs to be variety as far as in the show. And I agree with that. But there's a couple of things I have an issue with when it came to this, because it's like, you know, he obviously shows out, like, I think there's room for people like Gunther, you know, like there's room for the Gunthers of the world. I don't think so, but let's just say that there is. Why do they have to wrestle in their draws? I'm asking a serious question here, right? Because this is one of the issues that I had when I was watching AEW. Like, I can't watch Sammy Guevara wrestle in a thong. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sammy Guevara is like 5'2", 120 pounds, and he's in a thong. You know what I'm saying? Like, his ass cheeks are falling out of his drawers, right? Like, they are, right? His derriere is everywhere. That is not supposed to be. All right? And so when I come, like, that's one of the things that really turned me off from AEW, Sammy Guevara alone. All right? But then you move over to WWE. Who else does that remind you of? JD McDonough. Can anybody explain to me why JD McDonough wrestles in draws? JD McDonough is not physically imposing. He doesn't have like muscles on muscles. He doesn't have muscles growing on his muscles. He's not overly fat or anything like that. He doesn't have like one of those round body figures that at the very least, okay, at least it would be a unique figure. Why is he wrestling in his draws? JD McDonough is 5'3", 130 pounds. Wrestling in draws. It's like, okay, if there's going to be variety, that's fine. But put people in positions to where they can succeed. JD McDonough will not succeed wrestling in draws. Put that motherfucker in a t-shirt and jeans. Put him in some wrestling tights. I guess keep the shirt off, maybe. But fuck that. Put a shirt on him. He does not have muscles. He has to wrestle in a t-shirt. He's one of those guys. There's these certain guys, like a Sami Zayn. Nobody wants to see Sami Zayn shirtless. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see Gunther shirtless. Until that motherfucker gets abs, he needs to go out there dressed as a Third Reich German. That's what he needs to go out there dressed as. Until Gunther gets the Grayson Waller treatment, because Grayson Waller, he had the beer gut, right? But now Grayson Waller, he can't keep a shirt on. He can't keep a shirt on to save his life now. He's always oiled up because he worked on that. He built up his body to be something that could actually be shown on TV. Because just a couple years ago, Grayson Waller was not built like he's built right now. Right? Grayson Waller was built like a bag of fucking laundry a couple of years ago, until he started fucking with Austin Theory. Like these are my issues. Like so it's like, okay, sure, I can get behind variety. But why is it that the people who obviously shouldn't be in draws, obviously shouldn't be wrestling shirtless, obviously shouldn't be out on TV, why are they put in these positions to be like that? Like, I don't want to see Royce Keys wrestling draws. I never wanted to see Triple H wrestling draws. I never wanted to see Dave Bautista wrestling draws, right? I never want to see any of these grown fucking men wrestling draws. But at the very least, you could be like, okay, these guys are built in a way that at the very least, it's like, you can at least look past it. Because at the very least, these guys have extremely physically imposing, physiques. And they want to show off every single muscle. So it makes sense that they go out there and they wrestle in their draws. For a JD McDonough, right? You know what I'm saying? For somebody like that, for a Ilya Dragunov, right? These guys should not be wrestling in their draws. I didn't plan on having a 5-minute segment about draws in this particular video, but I hope everybody's strapped in, because you know what I'm saying. This is definitely going to be one of them videos. This is one of them. This is going to be one of those videos. So I hope everybody's strapped in. But I have to. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we have to talk about why people aren't being put in the positions that are necessary for them to succeed. And it's because of all these misfires. It's because of shit like this, right? You gotta tune in to see Sami Zayn, right? Fucking what's his name? Johnny Gargano, right? You gotta tune in and you see these fucking 5'2" guys, and they're wrestling in their draws, and it gives you even more of a sickened feeling in your stomach than it would if, say, Bobby Lashley or Dave Bautista or even John Cena, when he was wrestling in trunks, right? You look at those guys and you're like, all right, these guys have those physiques and it makes sense. None of these guys make sense for them to be put in the position to where they're going to be dressing like this, because they're not physically imposing or anything like that. And it doesn't match their character at all, if they even have one, to be in draws, right? And then we look at somebody like a Royce Keys, right? Now, we talk about Arn Anderson in the mid-card. Let's say Royce Keys is destined to be a mid-carder. At the very least, we could have made Royce Keys' debut a spectacle. Right? Royce Keys' debut should have been a spectacle. Royce Keys' debut shouldn't have been him coming out, having a match with Berto that's basically a 50-50 match. All right? Because that's what the match was. It was 50-50. The difference maker in the match, if you actually watched it, is that Royce Keys, his attacks are more powerful. All right? But Berto got just as much offenses as Royce Keys did, but Royce Keys' offense was more devastating. That's what the story of the match was. That Royce Keys can't hang with somebody like fucking Berto. Berto, who hasn't won a singles match in like a decade now. That is what the Royce Keys debut was. Then an interview where he gets interrupted by fucking Solo Sikoa, who supposedly runs Friday Night SmackDown now. I don't know when this started. I don't know when this happened, but apparently Solo Sikoa runs Friday Night SmackDown now. I ask, what about this debut? What about Royce Keys he got 3 segments, all right? He got the vignette where he, complained about growing up in a poor area, all right? Like, oh, this is my childhood home. Hey, at least you had a house. You know what I'm saying? You had your own little plot of land. Most people I know, we grew up in apartments and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least you had a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where we get to where now we can start comparing the struggles. You know what I'm saying? And this is where it should be like, no. Instead of us comparing the struggles, we should be worried about what kind of imposition is this guy going to make on the roster? What kind of thing, what is he going to bring to the roster? Oh, more complaining? More crying? Yeah, just what we needed. Just what we needed when we were smack dab in the middle of the complaining and crying era. Right? The crying and respect era. Right? Just when we were in the middle of that, we needed Royce Keys, a 6'2", 320-pound beast of a human being, who also is in touch with his sensitive side. Oh man, that's just what we fucking needed in the year of our Lord 2026, right? No, absolutely not, right? Absolutely not. So Royce Keys' debut, straight down the toilet, all right, on a random Friday Night SmackDown a week before WrestleMania, all right, not even the show before WrestleMania or the show after WrestleMania, a week before the go-home show to WrestleMania. He debuts because he just so happened to live 20 minutes adjacent to the town that they were in, right? He happened to, I don't even think they said that he was born 20 minutes adjacent to that. They said that that's where he got his wrestling career started, was 20 minutes adjacent to where they were at. So it really made absolutely no sense for him to even debut there, right? Outside of he was in the Bay Area, right? So it really made no sense for him to debut there, but that's where they decided to debut him. With no fanfare, no pyro. He didn't come in and destroy half the locker room. Like, remember with the Wyatt Six when they first came in and they killed everybody backstage, basically? Right? And then the next week, nothing, everybody had to act like nothing happened. But at the very least, the Wyatt Six got that, right? Royce Keys didn't get shit. Royce Keys got a complaining vignette, went out there, had a 50-50 match with Berto, then got an interview that was interrupted by a mid-carder who doesn't have a championship, hasn't had a championship in a while. No championship aspirations. He just got done feuding over a damn lantern. So what the fuck is is a Solo Sikoa gonna do for a Royce Keys? This is why he was off TV for 9 months, so he could be in a feud with Solo Sikoa. So no, Royce Keys will not be remembered. I don't think Royce Keys should be grateful for being put in that position to fail. All right, because that's exactly what this was. Royce Keys was put in position to fail. And why is it that all the black wrestlers have to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I heard Royce Keys chose his name, so okay, cool. You chose your name. Why does he have to have the hood backstory? Why can't he just be like a mercenary type, or a fucking a bar brawler type, a military type? Why can't he be, you know what I'm saying, a regular day job type? Why can't he be a fucking plumber or some shit like that? I don't know. Give him some other kind of gimmick rather than I'm from the streets. All right. But I mean, he even it's even on his fucking entrance thing. All right. Like, it's on the Titantron. It says, all right. Why? Why does Royce Keys' gear have to be misspelled? You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, I'm fucking crying, man. Like, why does Royce Keys' fucking why is his merchandise and why do his lines have to be misspelled? Right? Why does Javon Evans have to have the apostrophe in his name just to nigger it up just a little bit more? Right? Why does Trick Williams, you know what I'm saying, have to go out there in the lemon pepper steppers, right? Try to talk in a way that is obviously not natural for him to talk. Like, Trick Williams doesn't speak like that, right? It's obvious. Trick Williams is like one of those more clean cut guys. That's obvious. Sure, he has the dreads and all that stuff, but he's one of those more clean cut guys that's like, oh yeah, well, you know, yeah, you got to understand this and that and the other. Like, that's the kind of guy that Trick Williams is. But of course, he gets put in a position where he has to act as ghetto as possible. As Sami Zayn said, you dress like a 1970s pimp, and he does. All right, it can be entertaining, but it's not for a Trick. All right, I don't think this is his role. He's doing as best as he can with it, and I enjoy when he does it, but I don't think this is his role. But that's the role that Trick Williams has to be put in. Fucking Javon Evans can never get like a clean singles victory on anybody. You know what I'm saying? And Javon Evans, like in Javon Evans' debut match, his debut match, first of all, he lost, right? He lost his debut match. And even when he finally got his first win, it was in like a tag match that he didn't even get the pin for. Like, this is how the black wrestlers get treated on the roster. The Mexican wrestlers, oh, don't even forget about it. The Hispanic wrestlers, fucking forget about it. Them motherfuckers, they're not even on TV. He bought, like, he had AAA, he had TKO buy AAA so that way he could ship all the Mexican wrestlers over there, so he doesn't even have to deal with them. Like, but at the very least, Undertaker's over there, he's gonna take care of them, right? Nobody over here, unless you're on NXT and you're black, like, that's the only way that you're going to get taken care of and protected on the roster is if you're on NXT, because, you know, Shawn Michaels, he just loves, he loves his, you know, he's a Negro